What's up out there, ladies and gentlemen? It's Thursday. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the witching hour stories I put up earlier today. I might record some more later on today if I have time, just for next week. So, what are we talking about today? Okay.
Damn cat.
All right, so let's go back.
About 2 days ago.
Was it 2 days ago?
Yeah.
2 or 3 days ago?
2 days ago, Pooky came up to the back door with a lizard in its mouth. So I got down my knees and opened up the sliding glass door and was going to grab that lizard. She dropped it, and the lizard ran into the house, and she...
Yeah.
So I saw the lizard go underneath the bed, and that's the last time I've seen it.
And
but I know it's in the house.
We couldn't find him. It's like, so we were looking for him everywhere, and we couldn't find the lizard.
Yeah. The cat knows the lizard's in here. Well, today, Pooky freaked out. Well, you saw it in the bathroom.
Yeah,
and it ran
okay,
out.
so what happened, I got up about 7, as I usually do. I go into the bathroom, before I go for my walk, and all of a sudden, the lizard, we thought it would probably be dead by now, because it's been a couple days since it got in the house, and we couldn't find it.
They can live for a long time.
And so, I'm in the bathroom, and, the lizard runs out from somewhere. I don't know if he was behind, the little garbage can or whatever. And I was like, you motherfucker! And, I leaned down and tried to get him, and he ran under the door. So I go out of the bathroom, and immediately I come out of the bathroom, and, right next to the bathroom is, the walk-in closet. Pooky is in the walk-in closet, flipping the fuck out, and she's doing her lizard call, peep, 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 mom, 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 mom. Yeah, and, she was, over there by my clothes, I have, some, clothes and stuff, stacked on these shelves, and she's just over there, and she's, wigging out, and she keeps turning around to look at me, and I'm like, is he in there? Is he in there? And she's like, burr, burr.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
She tries to talk and stuff, and then, a couple hours later, I heard a big fucking commotion, and she was trying to climb up the damn coats and trying to climb up there. So it must be, the clothes that are hung up. It must have,
yeah.
And she's going, rah, 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 making the warning sound. Rah, rah. And I couldn't see it, but now the cat lives in the closet. She's just
she's
constantly
just been in there
in the closet.
Because when I got back from my walk, she was still in there, hunched over, by my clothes, just looking, and I was like, "Oh, are you guarding? You waiting for him to come out?" I'm like, he's not gonna come out with you sitting there.
I looked all over. I can't find a damn thing.
I even looked because it was right by the laundry hamper, and I even was doing laundry, and I shook all the clothes out just in case he ran in there to hide.
Yeah, lizards can last a long time indoors. Frogs, no, the frog will only last 24 hours.
Yeah,
frog will come in, they dry out instantly.
Yeah, because I used to have some.
It has something to do with air conditioning,
and they jump out of the tank, and they're fucked.
It kills them quick.
But it's just it's so funny the way she's just and she'll come in the room to get you and be like, follow me.
Yeah.
It's in here.
Right. But sliding glass doors, they don't, along that bottom track, they don't seal real well. And she'll chase them up against the glass. When she's outside, she'll chase them up against the glass, and they'll get in the damn track, and they can come right into the house.
And then they can squeeze into
they can squeeze right through. Yeah, sliding glass door doesn't seal well. They'll come right in. And, a lizard can live in here for a long time.
Yeah, and it's there's so many little nooks and crannies for them to hide. So it's she must have seen him again because I've never seen her climbing up my coats before. She fucks with stuff that's down near the ground.
Climb up the coats.
But I've never seen her climbing up the coats.
She was calling for help.
I see the
she's
monster.
Help me, that's in here. She's trying to help me catch this. She wanted help catching it. But
the funny thing too is you were setting up that new TV, and the minute she knows that if you get the flashlight out, that you're either looking for her if she's out on the porch,
or you're looking for a lizard,
or you're looking for a lizard or a bug.
Yeah.
So if she's in the house and sees you get the flashlight out, she immediately will come up right next to you and go, "What are we looking for? Is it here? Is it something I can eat?" So he was just trying to hook up the TV, and he couldn't really see, and so he had the flashlight. She immediately came over and she was like, "What are you doing? Is there a lizard?"
Yeah, she thought there was a lizard on the back of the TV.
But
she's funny.
She's so funny because she has that particular little call that's a lizard. Because I think I mentioned on here before, there's a lizard that lives on the outside of our bathroom window.
Yeah, in between the window and the
in between the window and the screen
door. Yeah,
and she just loves that. So she jumps up on the windowsill all the time and tries to get him, even though he's on the other side.
It's like watching TV.
Yeah, and if you go up to her and be like, "Hey, the lizard there," and she'll turn around and go, "Burr, burr, burr, burr." So she has this weird little peeping call that she makes that has to do with hey, lizard.
Yeah, no.
But so we don't know where the fuck that fucking lizard is. I should say, speaking of animals too, that when I was on my walk this morning, I saw an otter. Yo.
Yeah.
I was like walking, and it was
you got
like,
otters in every gay bar.
No, it was like
different kind of otter, huh?
Yeah. I didn't see one of those otters, but yeah. So it was actually, I went out at like 7 or 7:30 this morning. It was like really, really overcast, and it was like kind of sprinkling. And the path is like most of it is pretty dark anyway, because it's like, the trees like grow over, so it's like a tunnel. And I was coming and I saw something like way off on the path, and I was like, that's not a squirrel. I was like, that looks too big to be a squirrel, but too small to be a cat. Yeah. And I was like, and it wasn't moving like, and I was like, and it's not moving like an armadillo, because they have that kind of bumbly kind of walk. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then like I got closer, and it was a little otter, and he was going across, because that's where that swampy thing is over there, like with where the alligators are. I guess he was going over there to the other side. But yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen otters out here, but 5 feet long.
Yeah, this one was not as big as that one we saw running across the road
a few months ago. Than a dog.
Yeah, that was a big one. This one it wasn't a baby, but it looked like it was smaller than a cat. It was probably about Pooky size.
Yeah.
And she's like small for a cat, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So is there anything else we got to talk about?
We wanted to mention that movie that we saw on Shudder last night. This is one that's like I guess it's not new enough to be on the matinee show, but it's not old enough to be on retrospective. I had seen it. They posted it on Shudder like a while back, and I just hadn't got around to it because they keep adding new things all the time. And I'm like, oh, let's watch that.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's called Patchwork.
Patchwork. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It came out like when I looked it up, because I was curious like who directed it and what the reviews were like and stuff. So I looked it up today. And it says that it came out in 2017, but the copyright notice at the end of the credits was 2015. So I don't know if it just took a long time to come out or.
It's a lot like Re-Animator. It actually has reagent in it.
Well,
and it gives a shout out to the guy who made Re-Animator.
Stuart Gordon, at the end. It was
kind of like what would happen if Re-Animator was also Frankenhooker and a chick flick.
And a chick flick at the same time. That's what it'd be like a horror comedy.
3 girls that are very different from each other get sewn together into one body, and then get hit with they get hit with reagent. But they're mentally all there, which that's not really explained, but it doesn't matter. The thing's just a comedy. It's fun.
I liked it very much. Yeah, it's a more female-centric take on like Frankenhooker or Re-Animator. And actually, I was reading this, and so there's this blog called Horror Society, I think it was called, and they had reviewed this movie, and they loved it very much. And they had a theory, and they had a pretty compelling case, that they thought that this was like a stealth sequel to the Re-Animator movies. Like, this was son of Re-Animator. Because they pointed out, they're like, not only they point out that the reagent is in this, but also that the doctor that's in it, like the mad scientist that puts the 3 women together, they never mention what his name is. Yeah. And at one point, there's just like a throwaway line where he says something about how he's doing it to like impress his father, or like, he says something like, like, screw you, Dad, or something, like, you thought I'd never amount to anything, or something like that. So they're speculating that they're like, well, maybe they couldn't like get the rights to do a Re-Animator thing, like son of Re-Animator, but this is like, an homage to that, and he's supposed to be like Herbert West's son. Yeah,
it makes sense.
Which actually I was like, yeah, shit, it didn't even occur to me. Yeah. Because even like the like I said, they thank Stuart Gordon at the end, and the opening credits are very Re-Animator-esque. Like, they're animated, like, with the little body parts.
It's a little more modern. It's got more of a modern spin on it. You know what I mean? I mean, they're texting, the little text bubbles are popping up. I liked it. It was good. It was just like you said, it's a chick flick version of Re-Animator.
Yeah, because like you have
the son of Herbert West is not the main character; it's the girls.
Yeah, he's only in it a little bit.
Yeah, so it's really just kind of like a horror comedy based on these girls that wake up and they're all sewn together into one body.
And then they have to like all cooperate, like to get, because each of their parts are like a different part, and they have to like, it takes them a while to like learn to walk.
She's kind of like a damn super zombie. She's strong and stuff, and they're getting revenge on ex-boyfriends and shit. It's just. Like
it wasn't so much ex-boyfriends. It was just like dudes that
fucked them over.
Well, because they're like looking for the guy that sewed them together.
That's part of it.
And there's a twist in there too, but I'm not going to spoil what it is.
Yeah, but it's on Shudder. It's good. You can go see it for free.
Yeah, it was just like one that I kind of came across, and then like I said, from kind of researching it, then I found out that a lot of horror blogs have reviewed it, and it got like really, really good reviews.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth watching. Like I said, it was a good thing to talk about because, it's too old to be on the matinee show.
Been watching stuff about AMC Theater and its history and everything, and in the past few years, you know what I mean, its history's actually been kind of janky in a way. Chinese gangsters buying it, and then the gangsters killed a fucking British businessman. Did you hear about that?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
It was owned by a group, this Chinese group that. Well, actually, it's a Chinese guy who owned a group of companies. I forgot what it was called. They all sound like Weifan or some shit like that. One of those guys, Weifan Group. And him and another Chinese billionaire killed a British billionaire, and the police over there in China tried to cover it up, but they all got caught. And they all ended up getting sentenced to like life sentences for murder and shit. And then it's just the weird. I didn't realize that AMC kind of had a weird history. Although he wasn't involved in the daily operations of AMC, it was just part of his holdings.
Yeah, because a lot of those big conglomerates, it's like they don't really have anything to do with the businesses like on the ground. Right. You know what I mean? They just own them like along with tons of other businesses. Then
the program I watched then goes into what's been going on with AMC and how's it gonna, what's it gonna be like in the post streaming world, and I haven't changed my opinion, and neither have the creditors. I don't think it's going to come back in the form that we remembered if it does come back.
It's kind of a shame because AMC has been around a long time, like more than 100 years, something like that. It's been around for fucking ages.
Yeah, almost. I think.
Yeah,
almost 100.
Because I was watching something. Shit, what did I say? Maybe it was Company Man or something like that. He might have done a show about them, and I was surprised at how long they had been around. They had been around like almost since the beginning of movies.
They kind of brought the multiplex and superplex thing.
Yeah, they were the first ones to do. I believe
in
they
the
were
United States. They got it from a German idea.
Yeah.
But there was one German multiplex like that, and he was an ex-Air Force guy, so I think he's a World War II vet, and he was the one that decided he wanted to do it that way. It was a family business for a long time.
It was, yeah. But I think there was a Company Man about it, because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing like a really complex like breakdown of their history and stuff. That's also a good channel, Company Man. If you're interested in like corporate history and like the history of companies and brands and stuff, it's really interesting.
I don't think it's going to make it though.
It might not. Like I said, it's probably just going to have to go. And the shame about it is that, even if it does go to streaming, it's like now there's so much competition in that area that it probably... Because it's kind of a latecomer to that game.
Right. If Amazon were to buy it, they would immediately rename it. So would it be AMC? No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
And that's like the hope. But I don't think Amazon really wants to deal with a physical theater. I mean, they're an internet-based type company.
Although I heard like a year or two ago that Amazon was interested in... They started buying like physical, like brick and mortar, like bookstores and stuff like that for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
so like
it's to get their hands on the real estate. It's not on the business.
Yeah, that's what it is. But they just started buying like a bunch of bookstores, and I remember reading about that a while back.
That's a common thing is to just buy up a bunch of businesses that are going under. You don't give a shit about the business really.
Yeah.
You just want the assets, and you want the property that it sits on.
Well, yeah, that's what happened when that big corporation bought the newspaper that I worked
usually when
for.
they do that, they own so many other companies, they can pad the blow when it goes under because they own all the financial companies. They got ties in with the banks, so it doesn't hurt them when they go out of business. They make money when it goes out of business.
Yeah.
Because their other companies somehow...
Well, yeah, because they own so much other shit.
So much other shit, it doesn't matter that business fucking went under because they're going to move one of their other ones on there.
What's $1 billion here?
What's $1 billion there? He's going to move another one of their multi-billion-dollar businesses onto that property, and then that one will make more. It gets to a certain point where when you own so much stuff, your businesses do business with your other businesses.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? The money's
it's like going... sucking your own dick.
It's like sucking your own dick. The money's just flowing between businesses that you own. So you can't lose.
Moving it over here.
It's just so you can't lose.
Yeah.
Gets to a point where you have so much money you can't lose money.
Man.
Imagine that.
I wish I was in that situation.
Yeah, so
that'd be rad.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna come back.
No, probably not at this point. I mean, it's been so long. I mean, I was thinking the other day that I think this is our 31st Sidetracks show.
Yeah.
Which means we've been doing this for a month, we decided.
Went by fast.
Yeah, so that's like pretty fucking crazy to think about. I know, it doesn't seem like it's been a month since we started doing these.
Yeah.
But I guess it has. So, you done?
Yeah.
All right, so
got shit I gotta
do. You got shit I gotta do.
Yeah.
All right, so have a good rest of your Thursday, and we'll talk to
soon.
you guys again tomorrow.